Well, good afternoon, Whispers. How are you doing? I know that the app is over here sending out messages to all of you all, making sure that you're getting in here and everything. And I'm going to make sure that we are live in our Facebook group as well, which I see that we are live. So that's a good thing. I'm always glad when we're all connected. So, not sure why it's not showing up, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes it's just that way. So it's good to see you guys over here. Hello, good afternoon. Let's go. That's right. Celebrating my decrease in good. Yes, all good things, all good things. Micro wins. See that? We're celebrating with micro wins. So, look, let me get in here and welcome you guys in officially. Good afternoon. Welcome to Whispers in the Bottle. This is the post show. My name is Sonya LaRae. I'm a lifestyle relationship counselor, fashion psychologist, holistic health and wellness consultant, and motivational speaker. But by far, I'm always honored to say that I am your host. We just wrapped our show over on Blog Talk Radio. It was at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're not over there following us, go and follow us. And if you missed the show, don't worry. You can actually hear the replay wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And the replays are live on Saturday. Matter of fact, if you're part of our blogtalkradio.com/whispers in a bottle, literally after the show, right to at after 5 o'clock, our show is live to hear the recording over there. Today was all about mindful practices for self-discovery. Fabulous topic, powerful topic. I have to tell you guys that throughout this whole season, this has been one of the discussions that has resonated so deeply with me because I really believe in it. And a lot of times when I get to have these discussions, it opens up so many different things for me. And many of you all poured into it, and even clients as well as associates have poured into this discussion today that I am so thankful for. So, we're going to spend like 30 minutes exploring two details that are going to add on to our discussion from today. Now, these master keys are totally different from the keys that you received in the pre show, the main event, and now here on the dessert hour. Because I want to lean into this mindful practice for self discovery in a totally different way to give you even more layers and more keys on your keychains that are really going to help to solidify this beautiful quality with you all. So I hope you guys are ready because, like I said, time, I value your time and I always want to honor our time together as well. So, first and foremost, with regards to this mindfulness that I told you about mindfulness, and I even have a couple of notes here. So, if you see me look down, it's because I don't want to miss anything that I'm going to bring out in our discussion as well. But I want to give you the definition for mindfulness that I gave you today during the live discussion. And that's the quality or state of being conscious or aware. So keep that definition in the front of your mind, okay? I really want you to keep that in mind. So, what we're going to lean into in this discussion, and the first master key that I'm going to give you in this discussion is stress reduction and emotional resilience. Now, mindful practices, right? Such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, and I spoke about it in the pre show as well as our post show, our main show, about the method that I teach inside of the agency. And I teach this 4-4 method. And it's a powerful method that I teach. So, literally, what it allows us to do, it helps in demonstrating the remarkable efficiency in reducing our stress levels. It also helps in resetting your brain. It also helps you to be in a space and a place of being present. And so many times as people, we're not in that space. And remember in our discussion that we just finished, I spoke about that and how it impacts us. So when we are doing these elements, be it from mindful walking, have any of you all ever tried mindful walking or know what mindful walking is? If you do, drop it in the comments. If not, don't worry about it. I'm going to tell you about it anyway. So that's one good thing. Even if you know about it, I'm going to still tell you about it. So, literally, mindful walking is this it places us, yes, oh, that's good. So, that's excellent. And you know what? I'm not surprised that you know. I'm really not surprised that you know this. So, I'm very happy to even see that you do it. And have you done it? Let me put it that way. So, I know you know it. So, is that when walking and reading? No, by far not. Has nothing to do with walking and reading at all. So let me just tell you, mindful walking is being present in the now, meaning that you are taking in the scenes of your surroundings, noticing maybe how the wind sounds as it's passing by you, or how your breath sounds as you're walking, and allows you to channel a different energy and a different presence inside of you. You may even notice that when you first started to walk, and maybe if you're not accustomed to walking, you might have been a little short of breath. But if you start to walk and you start to look at the elements around you and hearing the wind, how it's brushing, or hearing how the leaves are going across the street, or how cars are sounding, you start to come into a different kind of clarity and a different kind of space of awakening. Mindful walking helps me connect with nature and myself and even breathe much deeper during that. Yes. And that's exactly what mindful walking does. So, mindful walking allows our minds to expound a little bit, to open ourselves into a different space. But what that does also, where I teach inside of the 4-4, it helps you also come into a space. And many times people think when I say, well, what's the space? They instantly are like looking for something. And if it doesn't come naturally, you can't say it because you don't understand it. You haven't gone into that space yet. So you can't recognize it. First word, you may hear some people say calm, anxious, confused. It's because the elements of self and being present in that deeper space, and because it's reducing that stress level, the body is telling you what it needs and what it's feeling. It's feeling stressed, it's feeling anxious, it feels tired. Maybe it needs a little more of the peacefulness around itself. So, really being able to have mindfulness or practicing mindfulness allows us to step into a deeper essence of self and self discovery. That's powerful. That's a very powerful element. And if you're interested in working with me in 4-4, DM me over on our Instagram page and we'll send you a link to 4-4. There's a specific technique that is inside of that. And it's a certain amount of time that we work specifically inside of 4-4 to really get you into the pattern to understand how it works and all. So that's something you're interested in, make sure that you DM me and we'll get you a link and we'll have a consultation and see even if it's right for you at that time. So when we're cultivating that present moment or awareness, a lot of people can break the cycle of chronic stress in that space, which is known to contribute to like such a barrage of illnesses and health issues as well. And that's why I wanted to kind of lean into this discussion over here on this part of it, because I want you to realize the impact that mindfulness makes on your health and your wellness. Even in this space and place that we're talking about right now, many people are challenged in that mental health, that space, and trying to get the clarity and the constant noise, that inner and outer noise to just quiet. These are the issues that why I am so determined of building discussions like this It allows us to really usher in and to gracefully allow this beautiful practice of mindfulness to come in and take a seat. So, by consistently incorporating mindful breathing, your technique of maybe being in journaling. Now, there's a difference in mindful journaling, gratitude journaling, and writing in a journal for expectation of release. And there's so many different ways in which I use journaling with clients to help them to tap into a deeper essence and a deeper part of mindfulness that is profound. So a lot of times I work with clients and they'll tell me instantly, "Well, I don't like the journal. I don't like journaling." And I'm like, "Okay. Well, how about this?" And I get them to kind of shift the mindset around it because I want them to be in that mindful space to do the acknowledgement work of it. And so when we do mindful journaling, it allows us to tap into deeper essence and qualities of emotion, feeling, thought, and embrace them without it being something that is overwhelming or even kind of uh, violating a space that we're not ready for. Because when we do it with that impression of mindfulness, it actually enters with a place in a space that is soft and compassionate. And that's how dynamic that is. So these discussions like this, I tell you guys, I could really just go on forever and a day. You have no idea. This is kind of like this is something that I feel like more people, and especially as professionals and any kind of therapist, counselor, or even if you're seeing a coach, if they really don't understand this space of mindfulness, I would tell you to really, it would behoove you to get with someone who really understands it, works in it, and is comfortable in it because it actually will take you and build upon ways to help you to even be willing to accept yourself in full, not in part. A lot of times we're fragmented and we can't walk around in life and be constantly a fragmented shell of who we are. It means that we have to be willing to look into those spaces, little dark caverns. That's why I always tell you with the master keys how they work and why they're so important to your growth and why they're so important to the sustainability of developing the qualities that you want and to really build upon in a deeper essence. The second part of this discussion that I want to do is that with mindfulness and the mindful practices that we're talking about, it actually helps you to be improved cognitive function and reinforce and you know enhances your focus. I know you're like, what? It's true. Um, so mindful practices have been shown to positively impact our cognitive function, including attention, memory, overall cognitive performance. Regular engagement in mindfulness activity rewires our brains. It nurtures the increased connective areas of like our association or associated with how do I want to say? It's like it's associated with our self-regulation and attention. You know, it heightens our abilities. So a lot of times when I talk about this, I always speak into it in such a way that clients can connect during, certain elements of their life. So for me, I use this when I am the first thing in the morning, and I'm a morning kind of person because everything is still very the elements in my day to day are still very low. No one's in that space or place when I rise. And so in that space where it allows me to kind of really get a deeper sense of clarity and that mental acuity that I need is when I get to sit in that space like that. So For us to be able to heighten our cognitive function, it means that we have to sit in that space. Introspection. It's constant introspection that we are going to do to develop needed skills, needed things to help us to grow. So remember I was talking about the mindful walking, right? So why it's works so well with that is because the senses become heightened when we walk. Because you're constantly looking in a different way, looking at things. One thing they teach people, especially even women when they're walking, even if they're exercising, they tell them that they need to be conscious of their surroundings. Now, put a one in that in the comments if you've heard that and you know that that is a true fact. That constantly is being taught and being stated. You must be cognizant of your surroundings at all times. Got to be cognizant of it. Yes. Okay. Why that is imperative and why they teach that in self defense classes is because it is a part of your cognitive function that they want you to develop. Many people are not observant. If I had 5 people in a room and I had someone come in and they came in, they did something, and then they went back out, and I asked 5 people what was the color of the person's shoes, do you realize that only out of 5 people, one person would get it right? One person out of 5 would get that correct. Why? Because they have developed that skill, that cognitive function and behavior of really being aware of their surroundings. Now, that's the best example that I can give you of that, and to really help you to understand why we have to harness it when we are developing mindful practices. Now, I hope that connected with you. I hope it vibrated at a decimal that could be really received, because for us to be able to build upon this dynamic quality, it means that we have to be self aware. We have to be conscious of the things that we are doing, what we're saying, so we can be in that space and place to be able to receive and give mindfulness to ourselves. That means that we're going to stop being in that space of being the constant critic. It's not getting you anywhere. It's tearing you down. It's diminishing you. It's depleting you. We want to constantly be at a vibration and our decimals to keep elevating and rising. Because if we don't, what benefit will we be to ourselves? And if you are in a position that you are going to work with others and you are vibrating at such a low decimal, how can you really pour into another person? See, because self-compassion only goes but so far when it's limited, when you don't have a true understanding of the texture, you don't have a true meaning of the taste, the feel, and understanding. Mindfulness practices for self-discovery are necessary. They're not just some kind of you know, it's not valuable. It's nothing that I need. By far, yes, it is. It's very much so needed. And you realize people who don't invest into themselves, people who have that lack in it, and they can make statements that are so bold but so wrong. And there's no kind of feeling or space or place of you know what, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or any accountability in that space either. So mindfulness practices stand as a beacon of hope. And if we look at it from the space and place of a beacon, we know that that's a bright light. We know that that brings a lot of attention into it and illuminates it. And it behooves us to get this right because it means uh, a lot to your health, to your wellness, to your growth, and even the potential of those that maybe you're a parent. How can you really have any kind of element of this that you will inbreed or place upon your child if you don't understand it yourself? Generational curses happen because of lack of understanding, lack of growth, not enough water to help it to grow. So, with that being said, everybody, I am so honored to be here today. Just as a quick reminder to let you all know that we are going to be on spring break. Today is our season finale, so season 8. We're going to be on spring break from March the 15th, which is Friday, March the 15th, through Friday, March the 29th. We're due back on air on all the platforms April the 5th. So, April 5th, we'll be right back here on YouTube at 4:15. We'll be in our home network at 3 o'clock. And then we'll be over on our, it's not new. It's just a new name. It was the Wisdom app. Now it's Noom Vibe. And if you still haven't subscribed or you are not a part of Noom, DM us over there on Instagram at whispers in a bottle _podcast so we can get you an invitation. We want you to come and be a part of our community. So again, that's whispers in a bottle _podcast. And don't forget to subscribe to our fabulous newsletter, the Whispers Exchange, because I'm telling you, you see what dynamics happens on all of our platforms, all the things we're bringing in here and talking about. We want you to be a part of the community. So make sure you subscribe. We always put a link in the comments as well as in all of our description boxes as well. So with that being said, everybody, it's such a pleasure and an honor. I think this season has really been powerful. I've so enjoyed it and I just love connecting with you guys. And I'll be glad to be back in our safe zone come April the 5th. So, with that being said, everyone, my name is Sonya LaRae. I'm a lifestyle relationship counselor, fashion psychologist, educator, holistic health and wellness consultant, and motivational speaker. But by far, I'm always honored to say that I am the host of Whispers in a Bottle Grown Talk Cocktail Fridays that's live every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at blogtalkradio.com/whispers in a bottle. All right, guys, please be safe. Make sure that you are really taking a little time for yourself. Do a little mindful walking while we're on this little hiatus. I'd love to hear how it goes. All right, talk to you.